Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at our quiz here. So we're basically asked to sketch the basic shape of this exponential functions, okay? Or this exponential function, excuse me. So really we're talking about linear and nonlinear functions and just kind of expanding our knowledge of these type of functions. Remember in algebra and beyond, a lot of what we study is classified under the topic of functions, and there's a lot of different type of functions, and the whole goal is just to get you familiar with the different types, the characteristics of these functions, and one of the things that you really want to hone in is the shape of the graph. Okay, so here is our function. We have f of x equals 2 to the x power. All right, we would consider this an exponential function, and we want you to go ahead and sketch that out real quick. Okay. All right, let's take a look at our solution. So once again, this is an exponential function, namely because we're talking about a power, and more specifically that the power, okay, the variable is in the power, okay, the exponent part of the power. Okay, so we have 2 to the x. It's not x squared. If I switch the 2 and the x around and we had x squared, this would be a quadratic function. Okay, what we're talking about here is 2 to the x, where the variable is an exponent. That's what we call this, an exponential function. And these functions look like this. If you were to make a table of values and just kind of like plugged in a bunch of numbers and just start plotting points on the x-y axis, you'll see that an exponential function takes the basic shape of this. Okay, kind of starts off, it approaches the x-axis way over to the left, and then it really starts to pick up speed as you move farther and farther to the right. That's why you probably hear the term things growing exponentially. Means that they really start to grow faster and faster and faster and faster and faster, and as time goes on. Okay, and you kind of see here, you know, how this graph is kind of ramping up. Now, one thing I want to kind of show you here is that we have the point 0, 1, because the graph intersects the y-axis at 1. So if you think about why that is, let's say I want to find the point where x is 0. So we're going to go 2 to the 0 power, right? So anything to the 0 power is 1. And that's why it's, this is important that you also understand the properties of powers and exponents. So when x is 0, y is 1. Okay, anything to the 0 power is 1, and that's why it chops through the graph here, the y-axis at the point of 1. All right, so just a real quick overview of what an exponential function looks like. There's so many other functions that you'll want to be familiar with: quadratic functions, logarithmic functions, rational functions, on and on and on. But anyways, hopefully you learned something here. And if you want to take more cool math pop quizzes and kind of test your skills, jump on over to homeschoolmathquiz.com. Hope to see you there. Have a great day.